Hey, my Lipton. I'm gonna be banging these videos out one by one because there's a lot to talk about. But this is my second video. Um, let me just get this out the way real quick. But so yes, so Sophie Turner, and I don't care, I don't care about Sophie Turner, but I did find this interesting. Sophie Turner, who's currently getting a divorce from Joe Jonas. She was seen out with Taylor Swift, and if y'all don't know, Taylor Swift also used to date Joe Jonas back in the day when they were really, really young. Kids actually. Because Joe Jonas's PR team was came out swinging, talking about some Sophie be outside, like she be doing this, she be doing that, and now she's outside and she linked up with Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is the breakup girl. Let's write a song about our ex boyfriends and let's do this and let's do that. So that's just that. I hope that Joe and Sophie can figure something out privately behind the scenes so that they can get their lives together and stop with this PR war thing that they have going on, because I'm kind of getting over it at this point. I'm over it. I'm tired. I had enough of the PR coming from both ends. Okay, I never paid attention to them as much, but all of a sudden I go on Twitter and hear all this bullshit on my TL. So please get it out of my face. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of the PR wars that's happening right now. And yeah, so I guess this is a good PR for Sophie Turner. I guess, figure it out. Secondly, because my last topic that I want to talk about after this foolishness, I do want to go in more detail, but I wanted to talk about Kim real quick. I'm and listen, I think it's pretty obvious at this point. I am not a Kardashian Jenner fan. On this channel, you already know. I think I started my clownery playlist with like Khloe Kardashian. I think that was like the very first video I ever did with the Khloe Kardashian stuff. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of them. And when I saw this, when this news has been going around, and now people, I guess Kim's team or someone's team is confirming that her and Odell Beckham Jr. are together and stuff like that. And to me, I'm sorry, y'all, and this might sound wrong, judgmental, whatever, whatever, and maybe I might regret saying this, but Kim, Kim really, to me, at this point, really comes off as a thirst bucket. Like, she's such a thirst bucket. It's just like, girl, and it's not just her. It's Kanye too. They're both just so annoying. They're so annoying. Cause it's like, first of all, Kim, you're with Pete Davidson, and then y'all broke up, and then I remember at the time Kim's PR team was trying to put it out there that, oh, Tom Brady was like looking at Kim, and maybe he might be interested in Kim, Tom Brady. And I remember Tom Brady's team, and this came straight out of the horse's mouth. Tom Brady's team flat out went to the media and was like, no way, I am not with Kim Kardashian. That's full stop. We just saw each other at a party. Da da da. Saw her. We said hi. Blah blah blah. And that's it. I'm not getting involved in that. Okay, because Tom Brady does have standards. Believe it or not. Okay. So when that didn't work, so now she's like, okay, now let me go to a different football player, but now let me choose someone that is more like has lower self-esteem or something compared to like a Tom Brady, or like will be willing to, you know, get a hop on to the gravy train of like the Kardashians. So now she found Odell Beckham Jr. And listen, what's so crazy about this too? Odell. Sorry, before I get to Odell Beckham Jr. I just remember too. I remember, when was this, like a month or 2 months ago, where Kim has lately been going on in the rounds, to these different concerts and stuff, and then she was at the Drake concert. And I remember I noticed her trying to get Drake's attention at the concert, like just all up in his face, cheesing in his face, doing all this stuff. And I just thought about how at the time when Kim was married to Kanye, and how much, she was just like, oh, Drake is putting these rumors out there, making it seem as if, we slept together when that wasn't the case. And, he's causing friction between me and Kanye and blah 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 blah. So it's like you say that, you claim that Drake tried to defile your marriage and then to defile Kanye and you, and yet you're in his face at a concert, smiling in his face and doing all this stuff to be doing whatever for PR. And now here you go being with one of Drake's friends, Odell Beckham Jr., and now apparently y'all together because now your team is going around talking about how y'all are together and y'all are hanging out and all these different things. Kim, to me, I'm sorry, she's a thirst bucket. It's like they're so hungry for attention, and it's the same way how I feel about it with this whole Kylie and this Timothy Chalamet thing. I don't even believe that's a thing, and I'm actually surprised Timothy is even going forward with this. Surprisingly, and maybe he thinks it's real, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Maybe he likes the girl. I don't know, but it's to me, it doesn't come. It's not genuine when it comes to the Kardashian Jenner space, because whatever they do and whatever when it comes to relationships, children and stuff like that, they want to, it's for their PR, for their businesses. Everything is used for their TV show. Everything is used for that. So of course, she went with another football player that was willing to, lower them. Well, because they already felt the way that they felt. So, a Tom Brady wasn't going to get with the Kim Kardashian because Tom Brady was like, I have standards. I have, you know, there are better women out here. So she was like, okay, then, well, let me reach down and found Odell Beckham Jr. And honestly, I have no words for this because it's not gonna last. The same way I think that Timothy Chalamet and Kylie Jenner are not gonna last. The same way I thought Kim and Pete Davidson were not gonna last. And don't and I know people are gonna be like, oh well, she has the right to date whoever she wants to date and blah blah blah. True, that is true. I don't want to, tell people not to date whoever not to date. But it's like I find it weird that you were in Tom Brady's face. You were making your team was out here trying to make it seem as if Tom Brady was flirting with you, and he had to come out flat out and say that wasn't the case. You were in Drake's face after, for years you were talking about how Drake was using his platform to try to poke at Kanye, and you even came to defend it and came to defend Kanye, and you talk about how Drake is doing this, Drake is doing that, and now here you are with one of Drake's friends, and I'm over it, tired. Just, I don't know. She's just too thirst buckety for me. Her and her whole family, just thirst bucket PR freaks. So, yeah. Lastly, I do want to talk about this. Here's my thing. And I spoke about this on my channel, not even like 2 videos ago, with this whole Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis situation. And I said it then. I said, listen, overall, I do believe that the internet dragging of Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis is, it is necessary, because I feel like, they were wrong for writing that letter to me, like when it came to like the leniency part and all that. But I also saw the part of like, okay, this is someone they knew for 30 years, 30 plus years. They worked with, they grew up with this person. They probably did not see this coming from him, and they wanted to support him. And I feel like, and that was during the time when I also talked, in that video I also spoke about how sometimes I think that with us, people who commentate and stuff like that, we think that we play the moral high ground thing, where it's like we would never do that. And it's like, y'all never been in that situation where you don't know what we would do. So so that's where I was at this time. But this is where, for me, when it comes to the internet, this is where I like, this is why I have to clock the internet and the people on social media, because it's like, there's so much hypocrisy. There's hypocrisy. Is a bunch of bullshit that has been happening right now when it comes to this whole Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis thing. Because I just think that the internet is full of shit. We are full of shit, and I have to include myself in that too, because it's like we also contribute to this kind of nature where it's like we love to play this morality police, like, oh, this is wrong and da 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 and da da da, but yet y'all were just clapping for it not even 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. So what changed now? And then if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, of course, like I said, I do agree that Ashton Kutcher did deserve to get dragged, but now y'all are, Okay, so now y'all are putting old clips of Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. Apparently, and I saw this before. Ashton Kutcher was on the Rosie O'Donnell show, and Ashton Kutcher was like basically discussing like how Mila Kunis's first kiss was with Ashton Kutcher because she was 14 and he was 19, right? And this was on the That 70 show. This is all scripted and that sort of thing. And then y'all are also pulling up. Where's the other clip with the Hillary? Like I think it's I wish I had the clip here with the Hillary Duff thing. Where Ashton Kutcher he was on Punk'd and then he was like, we're gonna prank Hillary Duff, and Hillary Duff is very basically insinuate, oh, I can't wait for Hillary Duff to turn 18 because she was 17 at the time. I can't wait for Hillary Duff to turn 18, but we're all praying for Hillary Duff to turn 18 and stuff like that. This is where the internet is just so full of it. They're so full of it. There are literally compilations. You guys can go on YouTube right now. There are compilations on YouTube where you have people who shipped Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. These are the same people that shipped Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. They put their timeline from that 70s show going on to the time that they got married and had kids. Those same clips of where Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were on the Rosie O'Donnell show, and Ashton Kutcher was like, oh yeah, she was 14 and I was 19, and I was her first kiss, and blah blah blah. Y'all were here for it. Y'all clapped for it. The Hillary Duff thing with the punk stuff. I'm pretty sure that was something that was scripted, that was written, and nobody had any out. And that clip has been out for how long? For how many years? And y'all guys had no outrage, no anything. You probably saw those episodes for many, 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 many years. You probably still watch Punk now, and y'all guys didn't say anything about it. The whole, oh my God, Mila Kunis was 14 when she first got on that 70 show. Ashton Kutcher was a pedophile for kissing her, as if Ashton Kutcher was the one that casted Mila Kunis as his girlfriend on That 70 show, as if he wasn't just some other actor on the show. Here is my thing, and this is where I gotta clock the internet. Why aren't y'all going after the casting directors? Why aren't y'all going after the producers? Why aren't y'all going after the directors for Punk'd, for That 70 show? Rosie O'Donnell. Why y'all guys are not on the Rosie O'Donnell's comments talking about some, hey girl, how come back then, back in the 90s, why didn't you say anything about her being 14 and him being 19? About you guys kissing on a scripted show, a scripted kiss. Why didn't we say anything about? So and this is not me defending the shit that happened, because it's like, at the end of the day, especially when it comes to, oh, I can't wait for Hillary Duff to talk about, I can't wait for Hillary Duff to turn 18. To me, okay, and this is not me defending it, because I think that, nowadays, what we think as things being wrong and things that, shouldn't have happened, and then we as a society, we have to progress, right? We have to look at things in the past and be like, oh, okay, we should never done that. Now in the future, we need to do better. Did I think that it was a badly said joke? Did I think that, it should have never been said? Of course. But what I don't like is like how people play this morality police thing. Oh, yes, look at what he did in Punk'd, as if y'all guys didn't see Punk'd 15,000 times. Y'all didn't mention anything. Y'all didn't cause no outrage then. Y'all didn't cause no outrage 4 or 5 years ago. Y'all didn't cause no outrage about it 2-3 years ago. Y'all didn't cause no outrage about it a year ago. Y'all didn't cause no outrage about it 2-3 months ago. But once Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher write a letter of support for their rapist friend in jail, which I personally felt like they were wrong for, and I talked about it. All of a sudden, we want to be putting these clips together and talking about some, oh, Ashton Kutcher is a pedophile. You know what I mean? And that he grew. First of all, how did he groom her? That's the part I want to know. He's not the one that casted this girl. He's not the one that casted her. He's not the one that put her on the show. And he's not the one that forced a kiss on her or anything. It was a scripted kiss. And I think that people, here's the crazy thing. There's a lot of things, and do I think that Hollywood is weird as hell and they got a lot of pedophilic issues and a lot of Me Too issues going on in Hollywood? Absolutely. I do believe that. But it's like, if y'all gonna go after Ashton Kutcher for quote unquote having a scripted kiss with Mila Kunis on the That 70 show, why aren't y'all going after the people that wrote the script? Why aren't y'all going after Mila Kunis' parents that allowed her to be casted in an all adult show? Why aren't we going after the producers, the directors, the writers, all those people? Why is this like? To me, this is the disingenuous outrage right now. It's very disingenuous to me because it's like you motherfuckers were writing making edits on YouTube, whole compilations about Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis' relationship. Y'all did all of that. Y'all saw they did it all the way from when she was a young teenager and when he was an adult till now. Y'all were here for it. There was no outrage. Now all of a sudden, outrage. All of a sudden, oh yeah, he's a pedophile. All of a sudden, oh yeah, he groomed her. When there's no evidence of him, and that's the thing. Oh God. For me, I think that we need to stick to the topic at hand when it comes to this situation. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis were wrong as hell for writing that letter of support for Danny. What is his name? Danny Masterson? I think that's his name. I don't care. They were wrong as hell, and I do believe that they deserve to get hella dragged for that. But what I find this whole disingenuous nature is that you mofos were here for the Ashton Kutcher Mila Kunis train. Y'all were here for it. Y'all loved the relationship. Y'all knew how this girl came onto the show. Not that they were dating, mind you. These two started dating way later in life. They had scripted kisses on the set of the That 70 show. She was a minor. He was 19? Yeah, 14. Yeah, she was 14. He was 19. That was her first kiss. Not that we know of. Nothing apart from that happened. And of course, they joked because unfortunately that's what they did back then. They joked about, oh yeah, she was 14, I was 19. Was it stupid as hell? Was it weird as hell? Of course. And honestly, for me, that onus falls on first of all, the casting directors. Once y'all found out that this girl was 18, 18. Once y'all found out that this girl was 14, why the fuck would y'all cast her on y'all show? Having her kiss, to have to do a scripted kiss with a 19-year-old. Who's the casting directors then? Y'all going back to finding all these old clips of Ashton Kutcher. Y'all need to go find the clips of these casting directors. The director of the show. The producers of the show. The writers of the show. Go harass them as well. Go harass Mila Kunis' parents. Why did her parents allow her to be... Why? Why would they allow their young daughter to be casted in a show like that? So y'all see what I mean? Like I said, I'm not defending what they did in this situation. And this is why I said this was a bad thing for Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis to do, because this opened up a can of worms. Now, not really that it opened up a can of worms, but now people are gonna flip it and reverse it, make it seem as if they weren't here for this whole Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis relationship. Now making it seem as if, okay, well, Ashton Kutcher was weird or something. I feel like a lot of this is manufactured. A lot of this is very disingenuous to me when it comes to the internet and how they're handling this situation. Do I think that they were wrong for writing that letter? Yes. Do I think they deserve to get dragged for that? Yes. But I also don't think that them writing that letter, and this is just me keeping it a stack. Y'all have close family members, best friends, people who y'all will, like, y'all love down. Y'all knew them your whole lives. And if they were to do something heinous and they were to do something crazy as hell, first of all, it will be such a shock for us that it's like we will want not to believe it. We'll be in that in denial stage. And I think that we tend to, tend to do this canceling thing when, when like we do this cancellation thing with the celebrities in a way, because I do genuinely do feel like we don't think that celebrities are human. I do feel that way. I do think that we do look at them as commodities, and it's like, if they do a misstep, if they do one little thing wrong, if they do this, if they do that, if they make their mistakes, that they as human beings, all human beings make mistakes. So if they do one little thing, okay, we gotta break them down, we gotta cancel them down, we gotta take them down, build them back up. Not even build them back up, but just take them down. And I just think that this whole thing is just, and in a way I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen because I know how the internet works. This is the kind of shit that they do. Like I said, I think that this is crazy. I think that, and in a way, my Ashton Kutcher Mila Kunis are gonna have to eat. They're gonna have to eat some of this, because it's like, y'all had no business writing that letter. And the thing is that they really thought that this letter wasn't gonna be revealed. They thought that it was gonna be solely for. It's like, that's not how this works. Everything is public record. Are y'all dumb? They're gonna have to eat this. They're gonna have to eat this. So, but then again, I also feel like the internet is so disingenuous. Like, it's so, their anger, frustration is so, with this whole thing. Y'all putting compilations, y'all putting edits together and stuff like that. Talking about, but yeah, even though y'all were here for it, y'all were like, oh my God, we shipped them since they were on the 70 show when she was 14. Like, y'all didn't say anything then. Y'all put the compilations together. You guys can go on YouTube and find it. There's whole compilations on YouTube, showing Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis' journey, how they were meant to be together. Now, 2023, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis do a mistake, a decision, a stupid decision, and now all of a sudden, we're no longer shipping them, and yeah, they're full of shit, and Ashton Kutcher is a pedophile, and he groomed Mila Kunis, as if he groomed Mila Kunis on the set of the That 70s show and he forced a kiss on her or something like that. As if he did that. As if they didn't have a whole scripted kisses script. And here's my thing before I go. If we're going to do this with this whole, like, oh, she was 14, he was 19 when they were on the That 70s show, why aren't we going to touch on the fact that Kristen Dusk, I think that's her name, the girl from the very first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, Kristen Dusk, she was a whole child when she kissed Brad Pitt on the vampire or something. Brad Pitt was a whole adult. She was a child. And I remember that Tom Cruise was in that movie too. I think it was Interview with a Vampire or something like that. I forgot what vampire thing was that. Are we gonna call that out too? Where's that at? Where's the people calling out Demi Moore? And that was not even a show or anything. Demi Moore definitely needs to be called out for that. Demi Moore kissing that little boy on some interview, and I don't know what the hell that was. But and yeah, she definitely needs to be called out for that, because that was crazy. Like, that was very. But it's like, if we're gonna peel off this, we need to peel it back all the way back. Let's do it. Either way, y'all. Some of y'all might not like it, might not like what I had to say in this video. Like, some of y'all guys might think that I'm actually defending Ashton Kutcher, and honestly, I'm really Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, but really, I'm not. I'm honestly mostly pointing out the hypocrisy of people on the internet. It's like, y'all were here for, like, y'all talk about grooming. Okay, y'all were here for the grooming. Y'all were here for it. So it's like, what? I don't know. Y'all are so fickle on the internet. Y'all are very fickle. And that's why I keep the same energy on my channel. I keep the same energy. That's just my thoughts on that. If y'all guys disagree, let's talk about it in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get up to 700 subscribers. And I'll talk to you guys later.